Dr. Umesh Chandra, Mohammad Rafi Jubran, Bhanu Priya.
Shruti, 1 second. Recording just started. You have to repeat it once. There was a technical glitch about recording.
Okay. No issue. I'll just quickly reintroduce our chairperson today. So, good afternoon, everyone. We now move to paper presentation parallel session 4A, chaired by Ms. Rama Negi, Assistant Professor, Maharshi Valmiki College of Education, Delhi University. This session brings together exploration of folklore ritual performance, indigenous knowledge systems, and vernacular traditions across South Asia. Our presenters today are Bardwi Basumatary, Dr. Shivangi Naithani Devrani, Suvakankhi Shyam, Dr. Umesh Chandra, Mohammad Rafi Jubran, Bhanu Priya, and Sonu Shah, each contributing unique perspectives on cultural memory, ritual practices, and folk traditions. With that, I respectfully invite our chair, Ms. Rama Negi, to begin the session. Welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. It's Rama Negi. Spelling is R-A-M-A. So
Yes, okay,
many
ma'am.
times
Rama Negi.
it goes in that way. It's okay, but I have to tell this. Okay. So good afternoon to all. It's my distinct honor to chair this session today. Today we are embarking on a journey through what I like to call living archives. The papers we are about to hear today are from maybe there will be a spelling error from my side also. This is Bardwi Basumatary from Daulat College, University of Delhi, and her paper is the Allegory and Symbolism in Kherai dances. The second, we have 7 speakers today with different topics. Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. Then we have Dr. Shivangi Naithani Devrani, Assistant Professor, Mata Sundri College for Women, University of Delhi, the city, as stage ritual performances, community participation, and cultural memory of the Ramnagar Ramlila. And this is like, wait. From these papers, I find that we are going to travel through a constellation of memories, because whether we were discussing the different things, Kherai dance of the or the urban theaters of the Ramlila, of the living stocks of the Suhari and Kova art, when I see the papers, so we are going, culture is not a museum piece, it is a living or breathing process. So through those papers, we are going to enjoy that part also. So I welcome our first speaker. Bardwi Basumatary from Daulat College. Is she here? Hello?
Volunteers, please confirm if all the participants are in the session, or maybe so that the chair can sort of proceed with the presentations.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be checking in the group.
Just checking. Just check whether all are there, or maybe if the first presenter is not here, then ma'am can move forward to the second one.
Our second presenter is Dr. Shivangi Naithani Devrani, Assistant Professor, Mata Sundri College for Women. Is she here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm present.
Okay. So, ma'am, please.
Thank you.
to CFSR family, to all the distinguished participants who are present here. Is my video not visible? There's some, sorry. I'm so sorry for that glitch. A very good afternoon to everyone. As I'm going to present on my topics, the city as stage, ritual performance, community participation, and cultural memory in Ramnagar, I'll be sharing my PPT with you all. Please confirm once you see it, once it's visible to you. I hope it's visible with everyone.
Yes.
Thank you. As I begin, so Ramlila एक ऐसी चीज नहीं है जिसके बारे में किसी को ज्ञात नहीं है. It's not something that is not known by people. But you know what the unique tradition of how the Ramlila is performed, because in the different parts of India, Ramlila is performed in their own way. It is made in their own way. And the similar way, Ramnagar Ramlila is something which is performed in a very unique traditional way that is very much owned to that region of Varanasi. So if we talk about Ramlila, it's a traditional dramatic performance that narrates the life and the deeds of Lord Ram. It was mainly based on Ramcharitamanas, written by Tulsidas in the 16th century. Now, this is very interesting as it was written in Awadh. So it's an Avdi language in which Ramcharitamanas is written, and it is based on that. So it is generally performed across North India. Ramlila is staged in various forms, but Ramnagar Ranina, that is performed near Vanaras, is the most elaborate and the unique one. Unlike an ordinary theatre or a performance, it is considered as a religious experience, a form of devotion, where watching and listening to even Ramayana is believed to be a spiritual merit. So it's a performance, it's a cultural memory, but at the same time, watching it, listening to it becomes as a part of a spiritual merit. Now let's talk about the origin. How did it started? So it has different theories and different origins to it. Varsha Rani mentions about in her article. She talks about many origins of it. So it is believed to have started in the 19th century with Maharaja Udit Narayan Singh, the ruler of Banaras at that time. Now, there are several legends to its origin. Maharaja used to watch Ramlila in Chota Mirzapur area, but after missing one of the performances, he thought to organize one in his own capital, that is in Ramnagar. One of the origin stories believed to be is that. Another story is related that Ramlila began after Maharaja's ailing son recovered when a garland from the actor who was playing Ramlila, the Ram at that point in the Ramlila, that garland had miraculously worked. So that is the belief that comes into being. And the third is from a saint named Devatirtha, also advised the king to organize a Ramlila so that the saints and the devotees can come together in Ramnagar. So there are many origin theories, but one cannot deny that it was started in the 19th century by Maharaja Udit Narayan Singh. Now, whatever it might be the region or the origin or the start of it, but it has become a part of a 200-year living tradition that still goes on and still witnessed by the people in the same kind of a spiritual intensity, I would say. So now let's talk about where is this sacred space that has come into being when we talk about Ramnagar, and how did the royal patronage and how does Maharaja become a part of the important ritualistic ceremony. So Ramnagar is 14 kilometers from Varanasi on the eastern bank of Ganga, which is the capital of the Banaras princely state. Now, if you see, the entire town becomes an open theatre stage where different locations represent places from Ramcharitamanas. This transformed Ramnagar into a living sacred geography that recreates the mythological spaces in real-time landscape spaces that it is. Now, this tradition has sustained for about 200 years by the Banaras royal family. The patronage comes from them every year. It goes on for 31 days approx. So Maharaja plays a central ritual role in it as he arrives on the elephant. As you can see here, I have put in an image. And the performance begins after the arrival takes place. And he is somewhat regarded as Shiva's earthly representative, symbolically protecting the sacred tradition for Kashi. Now, after talking about how Ramnagar as a space is talked about, how does the ritual and the preparation begins into being? Because it's not about only the 31 days when the Ramlila takes place. The rituals begin, the preparation begins before the festival even starts begin. So it takes about in the time of July, when the Pakhi Puja ceremony happens in July. It initiates the preparation, and then the reading of the Ramcharitramanas takes place. Then the worship of the actors, the preparation of the sacred marks, the costumes, and the performance objects are made. So here you can see there's one image of the Pakhi Puja in July. How does it start? With the sacred initiation that takes place. Now, actors, after memorizing their roles, the artisans begin preparing the sets, the weapons, the costume, and the effigies. So this is how, even before the 31 days where the Ramlila takes place, it's before that, in about July, during the Pakhi Puja, the initiation and the preparation all begins, that we see. Now, when the preparation begins, when I talked about how the actors started reciting the Ramcharitramanas, it is generally a very important tradition that it is read from the Pothi, that is a dialogue tradition. Now, what is a Pothi? As you can see, this is a book of dialogues. Pothi is a traditional manuscript used as a script for the Ramnagar Ramlila. Now, these are dialogues which are primarily based on Tulsidas Ramcharitramanas, but the modifications and extensions have been done over the period of time. Like verses have been added, dramatic dialogues for the theatrical performances have been added, as you can see, and scholars linked to the Banaras school, especially आपके भारतेंदु हरिश्चंद्र, उनका डेवलपमेंट, उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन इसमें बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. But the Pothi guides the sequence of the scenes, how the sequence takes place, how the dialogues are written, and the ritual structure of the performance each year. So this Pothi becomes like a guide for every year, and this tradition has been going on for several past decades, as we can see. Now, it is about very important who are the performers and the community participation. Now, who are the performers who become a part of this larger celebration, the cultural practice that is? So the performance and the community participation starts from the fact that actors who are known as the Swarups, जो स्वरूप है भगवान स्वरूप या उनका स्वरूप को दर्शाते हैं, they became as known as Swarups. Now they are generally boys who are 14 years of age and below. इससे ऊपर generally they are not taken as. They perform the divine roles of Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Bharat, and Shatrughan, and other important roles that are performed by them. These are basically the sacred embodiment of the gods that perform during this festival. So उनको sacred embodiment भगवान स्वरूप ही माना जाता है. That's why the word Swarup is used. Then we have the Ramayanis. Now, Ramayanis are basically a group of traditional singers who recite the verses from Ramcharitramanas. Then you have the Vyasas. They are the directors. They are the stage managers who guide the actors and they manage the performances. Then there are other people and the other performances that are there who are portrayed by the many adult actors such as the Ravan, the sages, and the king. Very importantly, when I talk about the community participation, this is coming of all the people. It is the audience also becomes a part, but the people who are part of the preparation itself. So for generations, very interestingly, the Muslim families from the region of the Ramnagar is involved in the preparing of the fireworks, the flares, the gunpowder for cannons, and the large effigies that are used in the Ramlila. So this is where hence it becomes a part of a larger community experience and the participation that I'm talking about, especially in showcasing the Ramlila. So it's an effort of altogether the all people who are there. Now, how does the structure and the duration of the performance take place? It's very interestingly, it starts about in the late afternoon, about 5 p.m. It pauses up for the Maharaj Sandhya's Puja. So now Maharaj becomes very important. It starts with him and it even ends with him. It resumes around 7 p.m. and goes out till 10. So for 31 days, this is the structure and the duration that takes place. Now, every episode starts with the Aarti of the Swarups. The young boys that are there who perform as the Swarup starts with the Aarti and it ends with that as well. The actors portraying these divine figures wear these elaborate crowns, almost in the light of how they are divine, that is, and they are carried by the devotees on their shoulders to the high platform. So they are not kept down. they are being carried like this. If you see one of this image here, this image shows the fact that how they are carried along from one stage to another stage as a part of it that we see. Now the story unfolds chronologically as this Ramayana takes place with the birth of Ravan and Ram, and then Ram Sita's marriage. Then we have the Ram's exile, Sita's abduction, and the battles between Ram and Ravan, and Ram's victory, and lastly the coronation, the Abhishek, the Rajya Abhishek that takes place. Very interestingly, whenever the battle scenes are taking place, there's always a Shastra Puja that is performed by the Maharaja, the worship of the weapons before any of the battle that takes place. Lastly, as I told you, it ends with the Rama's coronation, that is Rajya Abhishek, performed with the Swarup seated on the ceremonial throne. Interestingly, when it ends, the Maharaj itself received the Swarup, उनके पांव धोते हैं, उनकी पूजा करते हैं, उनको माला पहनाते हैं, and before everything they are fed, they are उनकी पूजा, उनको खाना, उनको अर्पण होता है, उसी के बाद ही कोई खाना खाता है. So how they are being divinely possessed by the factor that these swarups are not taken up as actors. These are actually embodiments in swarup of the god itself. So royal family offers like that and worships like that, will you see. So few of the places that map onto Ramnagar in Ramcharitamanas, जो places मैंने बताई थी, which transformed into the real places that are mentioned in Ramcharitamanas. जैसे अगर अयोध्या का सीन दिखाना है तो रामनगर फोर्ट का जो एंट्रेंस है वो पूरा अयोध्या का सीन दिखाया जाता है. So how the whole landscape, the whole area, the Ramnagar transforms. जनकपुर जब दिखाते हैं तो 2 किलोमीटर दूर रामनगर के फोर्ट से वो सीता जी का किंगडम जहां से वो थी. Then Girja temple, there's a place, Girja temple, that is there, जहाँ पर राम जी and सीता जी पहले मिले थे. That is the scene where it is enacted. And Ram Bagh is a place where Chitrakoot during the Rama's exile. So you can see how these real places in Ramnagar itself transforms into the places that are mentioned in the Ramcharitamanas and how it takes place. So real life, real locations allow the audience to travel through the story itself. So it's not only a stage performance where only in one place it is enacted upon, but it travels through the story and the people travels. So turning spectators into participants, literally, physically transforming into that. How does it take place? Just to give you a glimpse and an idea of it, I want to show you a clip very concisely. I'll just forward it. This is Ramlila of Ramnagar, which was documented by the Ministry of Information Film Division in 1976. So it helps you relive basically what I'm trying to tell you through the journey that I've been trying to show you. So just few glimpses of it. I hope it's audible to everyone.
It's not audible.
It's not audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay. So here you can see the boy, the Swarup who portrays Rama. This is the potli. The pujas are performed. I'll take you. Oh, sorry.
Ma'am, Bardwi is present now.
Is used as a toothpaste. Yeah,
Sorry?
on a different level.
So these are some of the enactments that how it is performed. How do we see? Lastly,
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt. Your time is running out. You have to wrap up in a couple of
yeah,
minutes.
I'm just wrapping it up. I'm just showing you this is the last slide.
Where the common people participate wholeheartedly, as in the Ramlila of Ramnagar.
Lastly, you can see how the puja is performed. The garlands are offered, and here the puja is performed. So you can see how it becomes a transferable movement. So this video, you can see it. It's an 18-minute video. I know everything cannot be shown, but here I come at the conclusion at the end of it, how Ramnagar Ramlila as a living cultural memory. It's more than a theatrical performance. It's a ritual pilgrimage for the devotees, first of all. It demonstrates how Tulsidas's Ramcharitamanas is transformed from a textual tradition to a living performance culture. A community celebration involving different social groups. It's a living archive of the cultural memory where Ramayana is experienced physically and even emotionally. Lastly, in 2008, UNESCO recognized it, basically, Ramlila as a living cultural tradition that combines performance, ritual, storytelling, and community participation. Thus, the Ramlila shows how text, plays, performance, faith come together to preserve a cultural tradition across the generation. So lastly, in Ramnagar, Ramayana is not merely remembered. It is walked, witnessed, and lived by the people. And thank you everyone for patiently listening to me. And this is where I end my presentation. Thank you, everyone.
It was really very interesting.
Thank you so much.
We shall take up the discussions and question answers later on, because we have to take care of the time also. In the mean time, you can, the audience can please, feel free to write down or note down the queries and the questions. Okay. So thank you so much. Now I request our third participant. She is Suvakankhi Shyam. She is from Department of English. She's a PhD scholar in English from the University of Delhi, and her topic is From Oral Memory to Digital Narratives, Thai Khamyang Histories and Culture Interpretation in Assam.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon,
Over
everyone.
to you.
Is my screen visible to all?
The presentation is not visible.
Okay, okay. Yeah, is it visible now?
No, not now, Shyam.
One second. Is it visible now?
No, it's not visible. Shyam,
Yes.
now it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So my topic is digital archiving as interpretation, negotiating Thai Khamyang identity and oral memory in Assam. Who are the Thai Khamyangs? So the Thai Khamyangs belong to one of the 6 Thai groups of Assam, namely the Thai Aiton, Thai Turung, Thai Phake, Khamti, Ahom, and Khamyang. So they practices Theravada Buddhism, and it's a very microscopic community. And they originally lived near the kingdom of Mongmit and Mongkong in an area known as Khamyang, which is in present-day Myanmar. The Thai Khamyang language is considered as endangered by the UNESCO, and also they linguistically belong to the Thai Kherai language family. The name Thai Khamyang is derived from Khamyang. In Thai language, Kham means gold and Jang means to have. So Khamyang translates to a place having gold. So the Assamese people refer to the Khamyang as Paninora. The Khamyang people got assimilated with Assamese culture, and only around 50 people can speak the language. So it has an 8,000 population that is spread across 4 districts of Assam, that is Tinsukia, Sibsagar, Jorhat, and Golaghat. The research problems and objectives of our paper are traditional oral memory is fragile and tied to a disappearing generation of elders, and migration of origin narratives and rituals to platforms like YouTube and Facebook. And the objectives are to analyze how digital spaces mediate access and visibility for the Thai Khamyang, to investigate how authority is negotiated between elders and digitally fluent youths, and to argue that digital archives are not neutral but an interpretive text. And the methodology that I will be using is analyzing digital materials, social media posts, short videos, and community web pages. I will also be looking at the insider and outsider lens by Prabir Turung's mythical documentation, Who is an Insider, and Samsa Pangyuk's concern about the language, who is also an insider, but Samay Gogoi, his documentary Visibility from YouTube, who is an outsider to the community. And their commonality lies in a shared commitment to cultural survival, where both insider and outsider use the digital interface to turn fragile oral stories into a permanent archive. So these are the Thai Khamyang people and the dresses they wear. So the primary lower garment of the women, this is called the fasin, which is a wraparound skirt traditionally woven. So this is secured at the waist, as you can see it, this red color thing. This is called the sai cup. And over the fasin is the langwat. The upper body is covered with a top or a blouse, which is known as the chio. And a wrapper or a shawl called the famai. This is a this thing is called the famai. And the Thai Khamyang men lower garment is the fanu, a lungi kind of thing that is typically features patterns of green, black, and red. So a defining feature of the male and symbol is the faho, a white turban tied around the head in a specific traditional knot. So moving on to the next video. This is a short clip by a community insider. So his name is Samsa Pangyo, who shares a perspective on why it's important to learn new languages and most importantly, our own language.
Voice is not audible from the video, I guess. Are they speaking?
So he pointed their own experience as a Thai Khamyang speaker and how they have adapted the Assamese language as the language of their day-to-day life. So moving on to the next part. I am focusing on Johanna Drucker's work on the interpretive nature of digital representation. So Drucker says visual formats shape interpretation through design and selection. Digital interfaces thus participate in constructing cultural meaning. So in many cases, the culture is not presented online by the Thai Khamyang community itself, but by others, such as neighboring communities, local bloggers, researchers, or cultural enthusiasts. On platforms like YouTube, festivals, rituals, and traditional practices are often recorded and uploaded by non-Thai Khamyang individuals. While this does help increase visibility, it also means that the community is sometimes represented through an outsider lens. So this is again a video. I will be showing a short clip. So in this documentary by Samay Gogoi, he shows an architectural feature called the Kongmo, a structure dating back to 1868. The Kongmo serves a profound communal purpose. It acts as a sacred repository for old religious books, torn ceremonial clothes, and broken Buddha statues. So this ensures that even damaged sacred items are preserved with dignity. And also, it is clear that while he is an outsider to the Thai Khamyang community, his pronunciation of traditional terms often carries a distinct Assamese inflection. For instance, words like fra, mantap, or petesa sound slightly different when spoken by a native villager. However, he is trying to bring an awareness where most people living in Assam have very little idea that these Thai Buddhist rituals happen in the region. He puts it in a platform like YouTube where people can see and appreciate it. And this is a post by Probir Turung. It is a Maiko Sumphai. This structure is called Negi in Assamese. So it represents a vital shift in how Thai Khamyang heritage is preserved. Turung discusses the construction of a Meji, that is bamboo bonfire, the specific sequence of Buddhist prayers, and the underlying myths like the victory over a tyrannical demon. He moves the tradition from an oral lived experience into a structured digital archive. This is again a post by Probir Turung, where this thing is called khaulam. It is a bamboo cooked rice. He explains the making of the dish that requires a specific species of bamboo that is found in the Thai villages, a unique fire cooking method, and a deep understanding of the plant's inner part. So, by documenting these details online, he turns the local tradition into a durable record. This isn't just a recipe, it is a map of how the Thai groups of Assam interact with the environment. It shows that the cuisine is like inseparable from the ecology they live in. And by linking Khao to similar tradition in Thailand, Laos, and Myanmar, he refers to a symbol of a broad shared Thai civilization. So the digital archiving of Thai Khamyang culture creates an intersection between the insider and outsider perspectives. While the insider experiences memory as a lived emotional reality and the outsider views it as an object of study, there transition from communicative to cultural memory. As Jan Asman posits, this fixing of the past into stable forms is what prevents a community from slipping into cultural amnesia. Now, moving on to the conclusion part. So, the transition from oral memory to digital narrative is far more than a technical shift. So, it represents a vital strategy for cultural survival. While the community has faced the near extinction of its native tongue, digital platforms have provided a new stage for visibility. However, as Johanna Drucker's framework suggests, we must remain mindful of how the medium itself reshapes the message, whether it's through Probir Turung's detailed documentation of rituals or Samay Gogoi's outsider lens, and or the elder member of the community who shared his perspective on the language. So the Thai Khamyang story is being rewritten for a global audience. These digital narratives do not just store the past, they actively produce a modern Thai identity, one that is rooted in the sacred tradition. Thank you.
Thank you, Suvakankhi. for showing us how memory moves into the digital space. Now I request our next speaker, Dr. Umesh Chandra, Assistant Professor, Department of English, University of Allahabad. Sir, please. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Rama. I'm really very happy, and I'm thankful to all the organizing committee members, and I appreciate Professor Jolly to organize such a nice seminar. And I have some friends here also. I recall Pooja is there, and Devolina is there. She was my actually. We had refresher course in BHF. So my I actually request Rusa to actually share
Yes,
one of
sir. Yes, sir.
video I share.
Your PPT has been
Yeah,
shared with our technical team. They will show
yeah.
you.
See, it is better actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Share. Share. Sure.
Lucy.
So, so I shared two
Yes, sir, I'm
videos
still
with you
hearing you.
also.
Yeah, please.
So the first one for 1 minute, if you'll be sharing with me, so that will be good. Meanwhile, see, the title of my paper is Dhadiya Festival, Ritual, Women's Role and Cultural Practices. So Dhadiya is very interesting actually festival. Some of the people, they may be aware with the, yeah. So I wanted to actually that if you can run one of the video I shared with you. That is the first one. It is actually of 3 minutes, but I will request you to show only for 1 minute. Okay, the first 1 minute. That will be sufficient to showcase basically what type of actually performance it is had. Rusa, you can ask to stop it now. Yeah, thank you so much. So, so next slide where it is written Dhadiya introduction. I think it is fifth slide, sixth slide. All right, all right. So sixth one, introduction. Next one. Yes. So in fact, Dhadiya is a Hindu festival, right? It's basically celebrated on the day before Sarat Purnima, and I'll be coming to the basically that video which I showed and what is actually content I'll be discussing later on. So it is a festival which is celebrated on the Sarat Purnima by rural people of lower Doab region in Uttar Pradesh, especially in the district Prayagraj, Kausambi, and Fatehpur. And in this festival, daughters and sisters perform a ritual named as Dhadiya Utarna, right? So they basically revolve one of the basic. It's similar to Aarti, and you can go ahead the next slide, and there is a picture which will be actually showcasing. So this is this basically this girl has one earthen pot which has basically a lamp, basically very small diya, which has basically mustard oil, and it is basically she's revolving around the head, and this is how they are actually doing Dhadiya Utarna. This is how it is actually known in a local dialect. And in next slide, I'll be talking about popular myth. So the notable and popular myth behind this festival is basically it is associated with Lord Rama, and it is said that when Lord Rama came in Prayagraj for the first time, so local women, basically these Nishad women, they did his arti, wishing for his safety as well as victory in Lanka. And they also took promise from him that he will be coming back Prayag again uh, while he is returning to Ayodhya from Lanka. And Lord Rama comes back to Prayag after being victorious of Lanka, and women actually of Prayagraj, they welcome him and they did Aarti to Lord Ram. And they were actually wishing to remove the evil eye of Shanidev, as Shanidev was under Ravana in Lanka. Their devotion and wish to Ram shows their innocent love to the Lord, who is also savior to them. See, interesting thing is that this popular myth regarding Ram, it is very much basically you can associate with the cultural studies where people are talking about that the people who are knowledgeable are the people. Some people they are trying to they establish particular myth. May be true, may not be true. But if you'll go to the local, to the rural people, if you'll talk to the common women, right, those who are performing there, yeah, they don't know anything about this story. They know only that they are just actually trying to remove Sunny from basically the male members of the family. So this is the basically you can say difference, but it has somewhere relationship. Next slide, please. Next slide. So some of the people like Mrs. Beena Singh, and there are so many people who are basically performing this dance performance of Dedia in on a stage. So she's well known. So is considered as mother of actually Dedia, and she is actually referring about Ramcharitmanas by Goswami Tulsidas, where she says that there are four poetic lines, and in these poetic lines, Sumanabir Sabanankul Navasankul Bhavan Chale Sukkan Chadi Atarin Dekhe Nagar Nari Narbaran Kanchal Kalas Vichitra Samare Sabhi Dhare Sach Nij Nij Dware. So this is a basically line which is quoted by the people like Beena Singh, the performers, that it has source in Ramcharitmanas, but you'll not find out any other source in other scriptures. So what they do basically, what they did on their doorsteps, people put artistic and strange jars of gold decorated with various gems to welcome Lord Rama. Similarly, you can see that the common women, common girls, they are actually taking earthen pot. They decorate with the natural colors like geru, and basically they are extracting colors from leaves, and that is what they actually, that is how they are decorating, and they are putting it on the doorsteps. Next slide, please. So what happens in Dedia ritual? With the course of time and rural agricultural society, this golden jar turns into unusual earthen pot in Dedia ritual. There is a terracotta pot which has several holes of different designs. Girls buy this pot from local potter and they decorate it with chuna, liquid lime, geru, red ochre, and leaves extracts the color from leaves. In the evening of the Dedia festival, girls light on earthen lamp of mustard oil and put the lamp inside the decorated pot, which is also known as Dedia. When family members are assembled together in the house, the girls revolve this Dedia around the head of the male members of the family. Through this ritual, they wish happiness, peace, prosperity, power, and wisdom for male members by removing the evil force. In return, male members present gifts or rewards to the girls. So next slide. It is again showcasing the basically ritual and the terracotta part. And in next slide again, this is basically the picture of this part. So in ritual and performs, I'll try to basically describe it a little bit in next slide. So afterwards, the girls, kids, and women participate in various games. Swang, a skit is happening in the full moon night. Dance, folk songs, and different aspects of so dance and folk songs are basically happening on the different aspects of rural life. All these performances happen in the bright moonlit night, one day before Sarat Purnima, which makes them more enthusiastic and passionate. Interestingly, men are away from these performances. As a result, women and girls get freedom in their expression in songs, dance, and skits. During dance performances, women carry the earthen pot with lamp on their head. That is how you have seen the first video. The girls were actually dancing, right? At dawn, the earthen pot is broken down in the border of the village. The pot is dissolved in the nearby pond. Some says that pot is broken down just after revolving around the head of the family members. The difference is possible because the varied cultural beliefs in Indian society. So next slide. So this is how basically dance performance happens, right? As it was visible in the last slide. And I think I haven't mentioned the argument and method of research. I'm just telling that the chief argument of this paper is that women, that is daughters, are central character in ritual and festival of Jharia, which is evident in the folk songs of Jharia. And I basically used ethnographic research method and discourse analysis methodology for this cultural study. Next slide, please. Yeah. So in Dhadiya song and women, it is noteworthy that despite the different spaces and myth behind this three festival have some similarities. In fact, it has some similarity with the one festival which happens in Bihar, right, in the same season, right, and another is basically which is happening in the western Uttar Pradesh, which is basically Tesu songs, right? So which is also, but this particular festival which is happening in Prayagraj and Kausam, it is quite different, right? So what happens here? It is mentioned here that Dhadiya is unique for its performance, dance, songs, skits, and games because women find freedom to express their emotions and feelings through these performances. And apart from these songs dedicated to the myth of Lord Rama and Devi Sita, Dhadiya songs and skits are also based on social issues chiefly related to patriarchal structure of the society. The song exposed the discrimination, oppression, and absurdity in the society because of patriarchy in the society. Women make fun of these patriarchal structures and its restriction on the relation of their song. It can be observed in the song popular in Kausami and Fatehpur. And in the first song, which I actually showcased that particular dance video clip, so you'll see that what she's saying, that Tal Boya Mamari, mean something, some flowers have been actually basically sown by the family members, right? Or some sort of actually greenery has been sown in the will. And what happens? All the family members, they are sleeping, and she is young, right? And she is newly wedded, you can say, woman, and she is sleeping alone at home while she is sleeping alone at home along with other family members, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, all of them, they are there. But her partner, he is sleeping in the field, right? To save uh, the granary, to save the field from animals, wild animals. So you can see that the pain, and how she is basically complaining, how you can see that she is exposing the patriarchal structure. So that is evident. And you'll find out interesting in Dhadiya song that most of the songs, they are basically exposing this particular, you can say, discrimination and the common pain of the women, girls, that is actually showcased. But you see that recently what is happening, that the kind of songs which are written, right, these are not associated with the oral, you can say, formats which were actually present for a long time, right? They are not basically sometimes the people like Veena Singh, they say that these are not genuine songs which are recently popular, which you'll find out in YouTube, which you'll find out on a stage. They are largely revolving around, you can say, popular myths like Lord Rama and Shiva, where they say that they are performing like Sita ji chali hai Janakpur utare dhadiya. Such type of songs are actually popular. Or these songs are written in the name of Lord Rama. So these are not genuine songs, which is basically when you'll go to the field, then you'll find out that is what is happening. So this is basically what is happening in the area also. One more thing. Yes, please.
Sir, please take care of time limit.
Okay. So how many minutes I do have right now?
Sir, but can you just conclude in 1 minute?
Okay. So basically, what I wanted to tell here that Dhadiya practice, right? That in Dhadiya practice, women are very, very important. This festival, which was happening for 10 days, male were going outside. They were playing their own games, right? They were doing wrestling. They were playing right in the field, right? While women were actually performing different type of skits, songs, dance, right, and in the village. And these songs have a lot of interesting subjects, right? Like I was trying to include, if you'll go through quickly in my slides, you'll find out I added some songs also, right? And in those songs, you'll find out there is mention of that how song I actually put the song as well as I translated them. So what kind of actually the themes are there? So themes are basically about Dadiya ritual. One first song is about Dadiya ritual. Second song is it is about basically the game which they are actually going to play in the moonlit night, and how the family members are restricting, right? And what she is actually how she is saying that I have a company of my sister-in-law. In third song, and there is one picture also you can find out I took during my field work. This is a picture. These are common women from oppressed community, and they have huge knowledge, wealth of this popular song, which is not actually happening in urban area now, right? It is on the verge of extinction, and whatever presentation is happening on a stage, that is completely different from the version which is available in field. Right. And one more thing which is very interesting, see, we can discuss this later on, that because of Durga Puja, this 10 days festival, it is limited now for 1 days, right? And these women, so many women I met during my field work, they were complaining about it, that how market is playing very important role. Due to market, Durga Puja festival, it is attracting people because there is, you can say, light and all these things are, but it is basically nature-centric festival. It is not. It is on the verge of extinction because of that, right? So at the end, I would say that uh, women are basically sharing their pain and problems through songs and songs. They play and dance in the moonlight. They expose patriarchy. They underline the inherent patriarchy within women. This is interesting. And they get freedom during Gadiya festival about domestic life and common subjects of rural life. And it's nature centric. And I always say whenever I go in folklore conferences that it is very much important to save village, right? To somewhere to save the culture of village also. Otherwise, you cannot basically you can only say that how to save folklore, although there is flexibility. And one more thing which I identified, that the kind of fixity which is happening, right, through stage performances, that is also not good for folklore performances, basically for folklore, in fact. So that is also happening. So at the end, yeah, so the festivals like Dhadiya are needed to society to develop to coexistence among individuals and also strengthen the harmony amongst communities. In fact, in this festival, the way girls were treated, the way women were given freedom. So I recall always that in Mother India, right, the protagonist says that बेटी गांव की है. Basically, the girl belonged to the village, and she is the daughter of the whole village. This kind of ideas, the kind of, you can say, violence is happening against women and girls. So that can be also related with, if such type of festivals are happening in the society, perhaps I feel that the relationship with girls, the relationship with daughter, that will be, you can say, it can be continued and it can be strengthened. Otherwise, that's what is happening. We are in we are on the time when there is too much violence against women. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful reflections. Uh, I just found how we are traveling across the physical landscapes from Assam to Uttar Pradesh. And now I can say that our next presenter, M. Rafi Zubran, he's expanding our geographic horizon to Afghanistan. So he's a PhD scholar from the University of Hyderabad, and his presentation is on embodied memory and cultural transmission among the Hazara. I request M. Rafi Zubran. And please, it's my humble request to everyone, the participants, please adhere to the time limit also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
So let me just share the screen. So is it visible, the screen, the slides?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So so a very good afternoon, everyone. This discussion mostly focus on embodied memory and cultural transmission among the Hazaras of Afghanistan. This paper particularly examines how Hazara folk and how Hazara folk traditions function as cultural expressions and let me just.
I think you selected the wrong window. I mean, the wrong tab, maybe. It might be, just select the, I think somebody.
Is it okay now, ma'am?
No, it isn't visible. I think the PPT one, it's there. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe reshare it. It will work.
Oh.
Somehow by mistake, it just, I can see the PPT tab. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, ma'am, now?
Right, right. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So this study basically begins with a central question that how does a marginalized community conserve its historical consciousness when formal institutions fail to represent it? In this case of the Hazara community, memory is not mainly conserved in state archive or written records. Instead, it survived through ritual repetitions, oral narratives, and communal participations. Folklore, therefore, must be understood as a living adaptive system of cultural transmission rather than as a remnant of the past. This central questions in this article that refers to Hazara identity, that who are the Hazaras. The Hazaras are basically Shia Muslim community, historically concentrated in the central highlands of Afghanistan, known as Hazarajat. They mainly speak Hazaragi, a distinct dialect of Persian language, enriched by unique phonetic and lexical elements. The decisive rupture in Hazara history occurred in the 1890s under Amir Abdurrahman Khan, that when while this violent repression, while this king called Amir Abdurrahman Khan, he did some violent repression, land confiscation, enslavement, and forced displacement. These all reshaped the Hazara society, elements. This historical trauma continues to inform collective memory and cultural expression. Here, In this context, the reconstructing Hazara history presents important historiographical challenges. State-centered nationalist narratives often marginalized minority experiences. Colonial accounts were fragmentary and shaped by external concepts. As a result, much of Hazara historical experiences survives not in official archives, but in oral tradition, ritual performances, and aesthetic practices. This requires us to reconsider what counts as a legitimate historical source. Meanwhile, methodologically, this study draws on theories of embodied memory. Memory is not only cognitive, it's inscribed through repetition, gesture, rhythm, and participation. The body itself becomes a site of historical continuity. At the same time, the study engaged the concept of vernacular knowledge that rooted in everyday life rather than institutional authority. At the same time, this embodied memory operates through, ritual repetition, that it mainly inscribed memory into collective, of course, practices. Meanwhile, gesture and voice carry emotional resonance. Collective mourning in specifically, like. Yeah. At the same time, the Hazara knowledge system are deeply embedded in daily life. Moreover, tradition here is negotiated within shifting political context. It adapts without losing continuity. Folklore, therefore, remains dynamic and socially embedded. Additionally, the oral narratives here, it says that the storytelling is central to cultural transmission. Meanwhile, the oral narratives function as a living archives beyond written historiography. Regarding the ritual mournings and collective memory here, the very renowned and famous ritual, exercises, we can say it's called Muharram commemorations, that it really it's a sort of very important, crucial role in sustaining collective memory, as well as the annual repetition transform historical trauma into the live communal. Meanwhile, the rapture those ensures that continuity between past suffering and meanwhile the current identity. Regarding the gender here, basically, I can mention that the woman here, they operate a central role in culture. Of course, here they operates basically through storytelling, lullabies, domestic rituals, and craft. At the same time, the households become a key site of historical continuity. Here, women basically functions as custodians of collective memory, often behind formal recognition. So this picture basically depicts a few Hazara women with the genuine, true Hazara outfits, or I can say the dress and some ornaments. In the section of elders and authority, this regard, elders meanwhile serve as the guardians of genealogical and historical knowledge. Here, authorities grounded in lived memory rather than bureaucratic, through mediation, storytelling, and example, elders bridge ancestral past and contemporary current. Their role ensures intergenerational continuity. The Hazara community in recently they have migrated mostly to neighboring countries of Afghanistan, specifically to Iran and other countries. They have continued their ritual and linguistic, customs so far very well. This diaspora, it shapes, it reshapes memory rather than dissolving it. Meanwhile, I can bring this portrait here. It shows this group of Hazara community from late 19th century that they were displaced by the, some, I would say, forced this displacement and massacre that it happened by Amir Abdurrahman Khan on that time, and they have migrated and displaced from their own, regions. Regarding these digital calculation and contemporary memories, here in the current context, social media has become an emerging archive in the circulating the Hazara culture and meanwhile in case of conserving it. At the same time, commemorations, ritual, functions, and storytelling also circulated globally. Meanwhile, in case of the cultural features and adaptations, I can say the Hazara customs also demonstrates the resilience and adaptability of this specific ethnicity. At the same time, the urbanization and education also alters, very much in this regard, yet embodied continuity that still lasted well enough. Meanwhile, customs survive because it evolves quite much, and at the same time, cultural memory remains foundational to identity formation and community cohesion. So to conclude this debate, the Hazara folklore must be understood as a living archive. Memory resides not only in written text or monuments, but in bodies, vices, rituals, and communal acts. Through storytelling, morning music, and everyday exercises, cultural knowledge is continually. For a community shaped by marginality and violence, embodied memory becomes not only conservation, but survival. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your fieldwork and findings with us. Now we move into the realm of folk art. I invite Bhanu Priya from the Central University of Jharkhand, and her paper is The Living Stalks of Suhari and Khowar. And I think her paper highlight how knowledge is not just written but painted and sung also. So please, Bhanu Priya.
Yes, ma'am. Let me just present my PPT. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes. Please take care of time. Okay, we have a very little time, and we have only 2 participants also.
Okay, ma'am. Is my presentation visible? Hello.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Bhanu Priya, research scholar from Department of English, Central University of Jharkhand. Title of my paper is The Living Strokes of Sohrai and Kovar, Preservation of Artists. So, Sohrai and Kovar paintings are ritualized mural arts. They are created during marriage and harvest seasons. These paintings are usually seen in the villages of Isko, Ango, Uria, Saida, Jarwadi, and Jorakat villages of Hazaribagh district. Tribes such as Santhal, Surao, Munda, Kurmi perform these practices, and these paintings are very simple yet distinctive, and they present an observation of primitive lifestyle. They're also unique in a way that they are made using natural materials such as soil and plant twigs with knowledge of the painting, the art of making these paintings are passed on from mother to the daughter. So it matrilinear in this sense. Sohrai are made with natural earth pigments. So the black, red, yellow, white soils are used to make colors, and kovar are done by using white and black colors, black soils. For making kovar arts, the walls are coated with black earth, which is manganese soil, which represents mother goddess, and white earth, which is white soil, is applied over it. And before this white soil dries out, women use combs to cut patterns, revealing the dark underneath. So this understanding that the black earth represents mother's womb or darkness, and the white represents father, the light, it's rooted very deep in the community's understanding. So when they cut and reveal the white color and reveal the mother goddess, which is black color, the community believes that the process itself carries a deep meaning. The villagers also call the art of practicing this painting as likhna, meaning writing. So these are visual communication and not mere decorations. The paintings also illustrate stories and songs that give meaning to the environment. For example, while doing Sorai art, women sing, "For 12 months, bullocks we beat you and drove you, but today we will praise you and give you affection." So the song is sung during painting, and it forms a complete cultural text in this way. Similarly, when a bride enters into the house, cover art is done in the inner rooms of the inner rooms of her inner walls of her room, and women sing, "Chiri biri re bird, where is your dwelling place? Your beak is red, your wings are green." So the painting of bird on walls visually invoked in the songs presents a wish for bride to be cherished. The women who paints are simultaneously keeper of songs, stories, and ecological wisdom. The painting also carries folk tales. For example, there are images of fishes, and during marriage, elderly women sing, "Fish traps at the top and bottom of pool. They are the fish in the pool. Where will they play? Where will they live?" So the women mean that the bridal couple becomes fish in the pool. Fish traps represent marriage bonds. The question expresses communal concern for the future. Ecological knowledge is also very deeply rooted in the paintings, and songs and the paintings present different medicinal trees like anola, bahera, hara. These as soaps, and there is also mention of khajur trees which retain its old leaves, and it the drawing of Khajur also becomes a metaphor for eternal parental love. So the women also becomes excellent field botanists in this way because they carry the knowledge of indigenous plants and animals. My research work is consists of case studies of a few artists, and here I'm presenting two story of two artists. First is Philomena. She is 67 years old and she is Urao master painter. She learned her painting at age 8, and she learned by watching her mother prepare colors and painting their houses. Her favorite subject is tiger. From childhood memories, she brings the tiger into her paintings. She recalls a story where she saw a tigress with cubs near a waterfall, and she was with her father, and both were mesmerized watching the animal drinking water. This memory this memory returns whenever she draws animals such as tiger. Another time, she recalls that she went to a cave with her cousins and they saw a tiger sleeping. And when the cousins went inside the cave, the tiger suddenly woke up and walked outside. Philomena recalls that she was very scared and she froze and fainted at the sight of this majestic animal. She also draws porcupines, and these porcupines are always near bamboo or mahua because her father taught her that porcupine needs mahua and bamboos to eat. She says that in my paintings, tree branches are always bent so that animal can feed. She also recalls a folktale of a woman who was sent to fetch tigress milk and was saved by innocent cubs. And this also inspires her tiger paintings. Philomena is now a teacher of her three daughters. She was married outside her tribe, and so she feels it is very urgent to keep the oral memories alive along with these paintings. She says that the physical forms cannot come in, so they bring them in images. So the physical forms of animal, she means that she cannot bring all the animals when she prays, so she draws these animals in the uh, inner walls of her house so that when she prays, the animals are also with her. Another story is of Prabha Dulari Ekka. She is aged 63 and she learned Sohrai only after her marriage. So she was born in Bokaro and she moved to Hazaribagh after her marriage. Before marriage, she saw her mother painting bannas. Bannas are small crescent moons, and these are painted in multiples on the walls. And she saw her mother painting these multiple moons on the wall. When she was married and she came to Hazaribagh and she learned Sohrai art, she uh, she also combines these bannas in her paintings. For example, now she is painting a deer, but the sheet in which she is painting has bannas drawn, the patterns of bannas, which is in cream color, not visible in the picture, but it is there. So she combines both art styles. She paints from her memory and observation. During this meeting, she was also painting a dhamna snake who is climbing on the cuckoo's nest. And she's explained that snakes eat eggs and the birds make alarming noises so that the snake flees.
Ma'am, please conclude.
Okay, ma'am. So to conclude, here are few pictures which were collected during fieldworks. If you see here, the fish are going upstreams in the waterfall, and the birds which Philomena is painting, the birds are flying, but they're upside down. So while painting, they practice a freedom, and which also comes from their cultural philosophy, which doesn't restrict with them with rules when it comes to understanding nature. So to conclude, I will say that the Sorai and Kovar are manifestations of indigenous knowledge system, which are lived, embodied, and are intergenerational. We saw Philomena situating her personal memory in the paintings, and Dulari demonstrating her knowledge, which she thinks is dynamic and adaptive. She learned Sorai after marriage, and she integrated her childhood motives also while she's painting. Her work is a living archive of medicinal plants, ecological observation, and animal behavior. So these both artists transmit their knowledge. Philomena teaches her daughters, and Dulari takes works off for the girls who are in her belongs to her village. So these women who paint are custodians of this legacy. They ensure that forest stories continue one stroke at a time, and the symbols of the paintings remain in the living memory of the viewers or the audiences who watches them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manu, Priya, for sharing your fieldwork and the paintings. Now I invite our next presenter, Sonu Shah, and he's a PhD research scholar. My voice is breaking. Okay, so I invite Sonu Shah from Jadhav University, and she will present seeds, seasons, and songs. And her work explores the vernacular knowledge of Bhojpuri women and how their music acts as a repository for agriculture and seasonal wisdom. So, ma'am, please take care of
Thank you,
time.
ma'am.
We have a very less time.
Sure, ma'am, sure. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sonu Shah, research scholar from Institute of Language Study and Research, Kolkata, in collaboration with Jadavpur. Today, the topic of my presentation is Seeds, Seasons and Song, Bhojpuri Women Vernacular Knowledge. Folk songs have long functioned as repositories of collective knowledge, memory, and cultural identity within agrarian societies. In the Bhojpuri speaking region of eastern Uttar Pradesh, western Bihar, and migratory space of world, women's songs occupy a particularly significant place in everyday life. Sung during rituals, agricultural labor, seasonal festivals, and domestic gatherings, these songs form a living archive of social values, ecological awareness, and lived experience. Despite their cultural richness, women folk traditions are often overlooked in formal knowledge system and academic discourses. This paper examines Bhojpuri women's folk song as an expression of vernacular knowledge embedded in everyday life. Rather than viewing these songs merely as cultural performances or aesthetic expressions, the study approaches them as an informal pedagogical space where practical knowledge about agriculture, seasons, kingship relation, and moral norm is transmitted across generations. Drawing on ethnographic engagement with Bhojpuri speaking communities, the paper explores how songs performed in ritual and agricultural contexts encode knowledge about seed cycles, monsoon patterns, labor rhythms, and ecological relationship. The analysis further sorry the analysis further considered how this tradition continued to circulate in migrant setting and digital platform, demonstrating the adaptability of vernacular knowledge system in contemporary context. The paper argues that Bhojpuri women's song exemplify an important dimension of Indian knowledge system. They represent lived, gendered, and community-based form of knowledge transmitted orally and sustained through collective practices. In Bhojpuri society, many folk songs are closely linked to life cycle, rituals, and seasonal festivals. Songs are performed during weddings, childbirth ceremonies, and festivals such as Tej, Kajri, and Chhat. These ritual contexts create communal space where women gather, sing, and share experience. For example, a common wedding song expresses the emotional departure of a bride from her natal home. The song is बाबुल मोरा नैहर छूटल जाए काहे के भेजला परदेस हो राम अंगना में खेलेली बाल पनिया अब परदेसिया के संग हो राम, which is roughly translated as Father, my natal home slips away from me. Why have you sent me to the distant land? In this courtyard I play as a child. Now I must go with a stranger. Such songs articulate the emotional transition associated with marriage while simultaneously reinforcing cultural expectation regarding kinship, gender roles, and familial responsibility. Through repeated performance during ritual gatherings, younger women internalize these values, demonstrating how song function as a medium of cultural memory. Beyond ritual context, Bhojpuri women's songs are deeply intertwined with agrarian labor and ecological rhythms. Agricultural work often involves collective participation, particularly among women who engage in activities such as sowing, transplanting, weeding, and harvesting. Singing during this activity help coordinate labor while alleviating fatigue. Many songs encode practical knowledge about agricultural cycles. Reference to seeds, rainfall, and soil fertility frequently appear in Bhojpuri lyrics. One song reflects the moment of sowing seed and waiting for monsoon. Song is बिजवा बोले माटी में सखी असरा बादल पानी के धरती मैया गोदिया फैलवले जन्म ले धान धानी के, which is roughly translated as we have sown the seeds in the soil, my friend, now we wait for the clouds and rain. Mother earth spreads her lap wide, soon the green paddy will be born. The metaphor of the earth as a nurturing mother reflects a vernacular ecological worldview rooted in agriculture practice. The song encodes knowledge about sowing cycles and the dependence of cultivation on regional rainfall. Women's agricultural labor is also represented in songs describing transplanting and field work. One of such songs is कीचड़ भैल खेतवा रोपे चल सखी धनवा रोप भी कतार घाम पसीना गिरे अचरे से तब भरी जाई भंडार, which is roughly translated as the field are muddy, come let us plant my friend, we will set the paddy in the careful rows, sweat falls or veils, only then will the granary be full. This imagery foregrounds women bodily labor in food production. The reference to sweat and muddy field highlights the physical effort involved in agricultural work, while the image of a field granary underscores the collective importance of this labor for household sustenance. During a monsoon evening in a Bhojpuri village, women returning from the paddy field gather near a courtyard well to wash mud from their feet. As the day's labor ends, one woman begins singing a kajri and other gradually join in. That song is Ghiri Ghiri Ayal Sawan ke Badariya, Dharti Muskaye, Nadiya Bhari Uthal, Khet Harihar Bhail, Dhan ke Lahariya Chhaye, which is roughly translated as the moon clouds gather again and again, and the earth begins to smile. Rivers swell, the field turn green, waves of paddy spread across the land. Between verses, the singer recalls earlier seasons where rainfall arrived on time and crops flourished. Their conversation moves fluidly between memory and song, linking agricultural labor with ecological observation. This moment illustrates how songs function as a space of shared reflection, whether pattern, farming experiences, and community memory are collectively expressed. Migration has significantly shaped Bhojpuri-speaking community over the past century. Many families have moved to urban centers within India or abroad in search of employment.
Sorry
Despite
to
this
disturb.
displacement, folk song
Your
continue
voice
to
is
circulate.
breaking.
Your voice
Okay,
is
ma'am.
breaking in between.
So I'm
Yeah.
switching off my video. Yeah, just a minute, ma'am.
Please
Sorry.
conclude. And please conclude.
Okay, sure, ma'am. Just a minute. In migrant setting, this song serves as an emotional connection to rural landscape and ancestral homes. Even when agricultural labor is no longer part of daily life, imagery of fields, rains, and crops remain embedded within the songs. As a result, vernacular ecological knowledge persists through cultural memory rather than direct experience. Indian knowledge system emphasizes knowledge form developed through long-term interaction between communities and their environment. Bhojpuri women's song exemplifies such system by preserving ecological knowledge, social values, and cultural memory within everyday practices. Unlike institutionalized knowledge system, the knowledge embedded in folk song is transmitted orally through participation in communal activity. Women play a central role in sustaining this tradition by performing and teaching songs within ritual and domestic settings. To conclude, Bhojpuri women folk songs represent a dynamic intersection of culture, ecology, and everyday life. Through ritual performances, agricultural labor songs, and seasonal singing tradition, these songs encode vernacular knowledge about seeds, seasons, and community relationship. The example discussed in this paper demonstrate how women's voice preserve ecological awareness and cultural memory through oral tradition, even as migration and digital media reshape performance context. Bhojpuri songs continue to adapt while sustaining their core function. Understanding this song as a form of vernacular knowledge reveal their significance within broader discussion of folklore and Indian knowledge system. By foregrounding women everyday practices, this study highlight the enduring role of oral tradition in sustaining community knowledge across generation. Thank you. Thank you for your patience and listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonu. Now I request our last participant, Bardwi Basumatary from Daulat College, and she will present her work on the allegory and symbolism in Kherai dances. Is she here?
Yes.
Okay. Over to
Good
you.
afternoon, everyone present here. My name is Bardwi Basumatary, and I'm currently pursuing bachelor's from Daulat College, and I'm in 4th year right now. And my topic for this presentation is the allegory and symbolism in Kherai. I hope my screen PPT is visible to everyone.
Yes, yes.
So my title is The Allegory and Symbolism in Kherai. Like all cultures follow diverse religion and engage in distinct religious practices, yet across this tradition, rituals often share a fundamental meaning and purpose. Bodo is the largest tribal community in the plains of Assam, with Tibeto-Burman origin concentrated on the northern banks of the Brahmaputra River and foothills of Arunachal Pradesh, who are known for their rich culture. They follow Bathoism as a primary religion, worshipping Bathobarai as their supreme god, which is represented through the plant called Shizu plant. They celebrate festivals like Baisagu, which is spring festivals, and Kherai, which is a religious festival also known as the greatest festivals of the Bodos. Kherai is a living tradition that's been celebrated among the Bodos and has been passed down through centuries and have been preserved in the form of ritualistic dance form. Kherai is associated with the worship of Mainoburi, which is the goddess of wealth. This festival is conducted by a village for the prosperity and well-being of its villagers. Daudini is a female priest who is the main epicenter of Kherai, acting as a medium between the spiritual and mundane world, conveying the message of the deities to the people. The Oja, the priest, who chants mantras during the Kherai, as well as Dauri Bairati, who help the Daudini, and the musicians are the practitioners who help and follow Daudini during her ritual performance. In this picture, this is the altar of Kherai, which is also called as Kherai Shali, where the Kherai rituals as well as its dance is taken place. My research methodology is based on qualitative research, which is focusing on the narratives, performative and oral history, as well as this material culture analysis and case study on contemporary changes and challenges. The research gap is that the existing studies on Kherai have primarily focused on its dance forms rather than focusing on its true meaning and the message it tries to convey about way of life in the form of dharmic education. This research aimed to contribute to the existing body of the research. My research objective is to document the historical and cultural significance of the Kherai festivals according to indigenous teaching and perspectives. In Kherai, there are 18 types of, and there are 18 main Kherai dances along with its, which is written in the following points, along with its allegory. According to the article written by Basumatary, the word Kherai is derived from the word Khe, which means begging, like on behalf of all the human beings by the Oja to the god. And Rai means demonstrating through dance forms of Kherai by the Daudini under the trance of god and goddesses. There are like 18 main dance performed by Daudini, followed by other ritualistic performance. Daudini tries to teach the audience the way of life and how to live it. In the first dance, which is also known as Riding of Gons Shibnai, which is a Ken dance, through this dance, Daudini tries to teach the people, the audience, about the knowledge and its acquisition and application. In the second dance, Gila Damrani Solo, which is the story of Gila Damra, through which Daudini tries to teach human anatomy and bodily awareness. And in the third dance, Khazima Phonai, which is Red End dance, where Daudini tries to teach about unity and community bonding. Fourth dance, which is Kham Barkhanai Musanai, is a dance over the drum, which teach about truth and righteousness. In the fifth is Badamali Banai, which is a bed dance. Badamali means bed, and Banai is a dance of bed, which tries to teach about living ethical life. And the Sagalau Bona is a tug of war dance. Sagalau is a white piece of cloth, long white piece of cloth used by Daudini during her dance, which teach about life difficulties that are not just random, but they are the path itself. The seven dance is Thungriya Gakhana Musanai, is a dance over sword, which tries to teach that the path to truth is full of obstacles and hardship. The eighth dance is Mushagelenai, is a tiger playing dance, which teach about suppression of evil tendencies. And the ninth dance is the Mufurgelenai, is a bear dance, which teach about living a disciplined life. And the 10th dance is Neulai Gelenai. Neulai means mongoose, and it is a dance of mongoose playing, which teach about marriage and family duties. The 11th dance form is Gandeula Banai, is a dragonfly catching dance, through which the Daudini tries to teach emotional intelligence. In the 12th dance, Dhalthungri Shibnai Musanai is a sword dance, which the Daudini tries to teach about the protection of the vulnerables. Now, 13th dance is the Gorai Dabrena, is a horse riding dance, which Daudini tries to teach about strength that should be channeled into dignified and peaceful living, not conflict. 14th dance is Nauzaunai, which is a boat rowing dance, which the Daudini tries to teach about life's journey requiring navigation, navigating both happiness and sadness, always steering for truth. Fifth dance is Maino Borenai, which teach peoples that food is sacred and disrespecting it invites divine displeasures. 16 is Zarapagla Musanai, which is the Zarapagla dance, which teach about marriage, and it tries to teach about marriage as not casual, but it requires proper tradition, selection, as well as ritual acknowledgement. Guthai Mankhanai is the 17th dance, which is about life, death, and birth from a continuous cycle. The journey of a soul is ongoing. This is the main point that Daudini tries to teach the audience through this dance. And the 18 dance is Maino Man Bukhangmai. In this dance, Daudini tries to teach and talks about prosperity depends on respect for resources. Wasting it invites divine punishment. As this Kherai festival is based on worshipping the main deity, which is a goddess of wealth. And this festival mainly focus for the welfare of the village as well as prosperity and well harvested crops and for the prosperity of the peoples and its villagers. The symbolism in Kherai. Through my research in fieldwork, I have found many different types of symbolism in Kherai altar as well as in dance form. The first that can be seen is through this picture. Here, all these plants have been lined in 18 forms in the altar, which represent the 18 seeds of the 18 deities. So a white string has been tied from one start to the end of the 18 seed, which represent and symbolize the way of heaven, and its white thread represent and symbolize the purity and the path to heaven, from the heaven to the mundane world. As well as the thungri. Thungri means sword, used by Daudini during the dance performance, symbolize the harsh path and obstacles to overcome to reach the right path. As well as the hagalau, which is the white cloth used by Daudini during her dance, symbolize and represent the Milky Way as well as the universe. It also symbolizes the life of human and their struggle from birth till death, and also symbolize the way after the soul after the human is deceased and their soul is like the soul goes through the Saglau, the path of Milky Way towards the heaven. This is the Bhatai and Goi, which is Bhatai means battle and Goi means not battle, and not plays an important role in Kherai ritual, which is symbolized with as a form of auspicious and hospitality and respect. Therefore, it plays an important role during the Zara Phagla dance, which talks about marriage, and as a symbol of marriage and respect, it is presented towards the new daughter-in-law during the marriage by her father-in-law. As well as the use of flowers in Kherai Puja, as well as in Bathoism, is also represented and symbolized as a form of clean energy, absorbing any negative and evil energy around the audience and the villagers as well as the people. Therefore, it is believed that Bodos people plant flowers in their gateways to symbolize clean energy. As well as in this picture, this is from my fieldwork. This ritual was based on sacrificial ritual. Therefore, for each dance, which is different from one another, a chicken is sacrificed for each deities, and their head is placed on their asan, which is the seat of the god. Through this sacrificing of chicken, it is seen as a powerful cleansing agent, purifying people, object, and a sacred place, the Kherai Sali in Kherai. And Gambari Khamplai is a wooden tool used by Daudini, the female priest in Kherai, which symbolize the void between the heaven and the mundane world. In this picture, which is the Batho. The Batho, yes, ma'am. The fencing in the middle part, which is also known as Dauthubika, represent the gateway of Sizo, the Batho Barai, as well as the side of this fence represent the Duarbori and Duarborai, who is the protector of the gateways. Mainau the rice is used as the symbol of Maina, who is the goddess of wealth, which is the main part of Kherai. As well as banana leaf is used in Kherai, which also represent which also symbolize both male and female, as believed by the Bodo community. And in conclusion, like though external influences have affected Kherai ritualistic form, it still thrives in rural areas. The performers of Kherai play an important role in preserving the living traditions for centuries, which act as an archive of the Bodos and their roots. The vitality of a religion has been maintained through performative traditions. Therefore, Kherai as a living tradition in the form of performative practice can be seen as the foundation of indigenous religion. As well as the unheard once recovered, speaks volumes about the power of oral traditions to sustain a person's soul, like Kherai, in its true essence. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, as you all know, we are running out of time, but I'm sorry for that. But if there are any questions, can we take it?
Yes, one or two questions. I mean, we are already.
Okay. Sorry, we had grabbed your lunchtime also. Sorry for that, but presentations are very good, and they have worked hard for that part, and it was very difficult for every time telling them to constrain for their time limit. So sorry for that part. So as a pedagogue, I see this shift is not just as a change what we teach, but in how we perceive knowledge itself. In my view, these presentations suggest that the school is no longer confined by four walls, right? And I see these 7 papers as 7 seeds. As a teacher educator, it's my responsibility that how we are planting them in our school today. And we won't just produce students, we want to produce human beings who are grounded in their past, who are confident in their present, and who are ready to lead the world with Indian perspective. So I realized one thing that, and you all prove this from your presentation part, that folk knowledge is not a piece of our past. It is a living, it is a breathing in classroom. It isn't something we just preserve, it is something we practice. So I just say thank you to all of you, and I appreciate the effort of CFSR team in bringing together such a diverse range of research that aligns so well with the vision of NEP 2020. And we find that how NEP 2020 emphasize equity and inclusion, and develop the ethical and emotional learning among students, and how it encourage the local eminent artists and the experts as a master instructors in the school also, right? So I just say thank you to all. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Ma'am, if there are questions, you can ask. If anybody wants to unmute and ask, then yeah, we can.
I just asked, but they're saying there's no question.
If there isn't any, Rushas, then should we sort of wrap up this session?
Yes, we may wrap up. I mean, I have
Yeah.
checked the chat box too. There is no.
Yes, I checked the chat box. So, ma'am, you can sort of wrap up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. We are joining at 2:30 for the panel.